Yeah, I'll react to that, sure.
Are sinking.
Now I'm on a construction binge. I'm on a comment. Let's go. Let's learn.
Or to
Britain is building the world's largest tidal power project. This is perfect, actually, because I just watched a video on wind power in Britain in the North Sea. And one of the things they talked about for like a little bit, they mentioned, was how I thought they were going to say underwater, like a windmill, but just like flipped underwater and have the current push the propellers like you would in a dam. But it turns out actually the oscillation, the buoyancy, as waves go over, they push this thing up. And I think this is what it is. Hi, my name is Connor. If you're new, hope you're doing well, ready to learn.
To be more accurate, bound to be parts of the United Kingdom are sinking, or to be more accurate, bound to be claimed by the sea as early as 2050. And no, it is not a mere scare tactic to get people more serious about tackling climate change and global warming. The fact that the UK is an island means that there is very little the government can do in terms of preventative mega projects, such as seawalls, to tackle tidal flooding. However, for inland areas such as Merseyside town, villages, and even the docks and other parts of Liverpool, there are solutions that are quite amazing because they come with a side benefit of producing green electricity. The plan is simple. They know they cannot do much for coastal areas such as Sefton and North and West Wirral. However, a lot can be done for Widnes, Warrington, and other inland Merseyside towns and villages. They plan to build the world's largest tidal power project, which would include a
Wait, so it is about what I thought they were going to say in the last video. Never mind.
colossal barrage across the River Mersey that would prevent future inland flooding due to rising sea and floods during high tides. How serious is the emergency that is driving the Liverpool authorities to undertake such a massive project that they can't even afford? What is the River Mersey Tidal Power Project that is designed to solve this emergency? And is the project feasible and the funds will be raised, or will the central government ignore the pleas?
So it's starting to sound like a standard dam. Whoa.
It is quite tragic that many Merseyside towns and villages are set to vanish by 2050. Accurate research and studies show that places such as Sefton, Wirral, and Warrington could be entirely submerged, while Liverpool's historical docklands, golf courses, and even planned football stadiums could also become obsolete due to extreme tidal flooding. One of the main reasons for this predicted catastrophe has to do with the tide patterns in the areas that can reach as high as 10 meters. The area is notorious for its 4 daily tides. This means even a few centimeter rise in sea levels in the Irish Sea can cause dramatic sudden flooding in low areas in Merseyside and as far inland as the Mersey River goes. This approaching and possibly unavoidable catastrophe led the Liverpool authorities to resurrect a 100-year-old plan for a mega project that involves a barrage across River Mersey. However, since times have changed, the mega project is no longer just about controlling the high tides, but is about producing enough green electricity to power as many as 1 million homes.
So what I'm getting to see here is that it's going to be sort of like a dam-like structure where they can have outcoming water that's going into the Irish Sea, move propellers and generate energy, and at the same time create a barrier that they can use when storms are coming in, maybe?
The new plans to build a huge barrage across the River Mersey received a huge boost in 2022 following an agreement between Liverpool City Region and South Korea's state water company, K-Water, to cooperate in developing the world's largest tidal power project on the River Mersey. K-Water already owns and operates the Siwa Lake Tidal Range Power Scheme, which is currently the world's largest. Liverpool has been lobbying the the central government for funds for the project. Once these funds, or about £3 billion, are secure, the construction of a 1.2 gigawatt tidal power project would begin within as little as 6 months. Several organizations and educational institutes have formulated designs for the project and conducted related surveys and assessments that include either a barrage or a lagoon tidal power plant, and several locations have been deemed suitable. But the fact remains that the project is still only on paper, and a final design will be selected once funds are secured. Let's move to discussing tidal power. You're probably wondering what tidal power is, how it works, and whether it is as good as or better than wind and solar power. 1,000 years ago,
Wait a second. So you could have the propellers facing out to sea when tide is coming in, and then as it turns to low tide, just twist the propellers around so that now the water's coming. Or is it more complicated than that?
As or better than wind and solar power. 1,000 years ago, Europeans used tidal energy to operate grain mills. The technology was quite simple. Incoming tide water was retained in storage ponds, and the outgoing tidal movement was used to turn water wheels to mill grain. In the 19th century, it was discovered that this process of using falling water and spinning turbines can be used to create electricity. Tidal energy is simply a form of power produced by the natural rise and fall of tides caused by the gravitational interaction between planet Earth, the Sun, and the Moon, which makes it 100% green and infinite. Several factors make the River Mersey an ideal place for a tidal power barrage. For example, its tidal range, which is the difference in water level between high and low tide, can be 10 meters or more at spring tides, while the narrow channel at its entrance, known as the Narrows, means the barrage could be shorter and thus cheaper to construct. Additionally, it is within proximity to a large urban area with lots of electricity demand. Hence, it can be feasible and profitable despite the predicted high construction costs.
Could you maybe along a river create narrow so you could do it many times, is narrow the river by putting rock and earth in it, so it goes to a narrow, and create a dam, and then it goes and fills the entirety of the river again, and then you make another narrow part and just keep doing that.
Hence, it can be feasible and profitable despite the predicted high construction costs. Experts say that such a facility can produce up to 1.5 terawatt hours of electricity each year, which is enough to supply electricity to all the homes in the city of Liverpool and the surrounding area. The choice of a tidal barrage is ideal for the location. Hence, it will also act as a seawall during tidal floods and also mitigate the negative effects of rising sea levels. The planned barrage would act like a dam that is built across the rivers. Turbines inside the barrage enable the basin to fill during incoming tides and release through the system during outgoing tides, generating electricity in both directions. It operates almost exactly like a river dam in capturing the power in the surrounding water.
The reason you have to force the water to go through this area, because my first intuition was tide's gonna come in with water coming this way, but more it's the tide comes in just like this rather than a push, and so never mind.
Technology is already tried and has evolved quite a bit in the past few years. The second proposal for the River Mersey tidal power project is a tidal lagoon. Tidal lagoons are like barrages in using man-made retaining walls to partially contain a large volume of incoming tidal water with embedded turbines to capture its energy. However, it is unlikely that the lagoon concept would be adapted, since it is sort of unproven on a large scale, with no current examples in operation, even though a few are under development in China and North Korea. Mind you that 8 lagoon tidal power projects are currently proposed on the west coast of the UK. However, concerns regarding potential environmental impact and cost are still obstacles.
Yeah, that's the thing about authoritarian or about like one party states like China and North Korea is that like I'll see them do it, and if it works out, because a bad thing about very convoluted democracies and bureaucracy is that you can't get a lot of stuff through. But it doesn't just not let some possibly good stuff through. It also doesn't let some possibly horrible stuff through. And so, like, a lot of the things were like, wait, what about the environmental impact? Oh, wait, is this feasible? We're in a one-party state. It's just go, do it, And so I guess just let them make the successes and mistakes and learn off, I guess.
Another factor is the lack of interest by private corporations, which do not see profits in such power projects. We do have to say here that since such schemes are designed to also protect large swaths of land from tidal flooding and potential catastrophes as sea levels rise, the financial burden falls on the central government. Nevertheless, it is widely expected that both governments and private corporations will increase spending in this field as ocean industries grow. Such industries include aquaculture, ocean mineral mining, and oceanographic research. These rising industries represent what is called the blue economy, which is defined as the sustainable use of ocean resources for economic growth, improved livelihoods, and jobs while preserving the health of ocean ecosystems. Since the West UK coast experiences 4 tides a day that extends over 24 hours and 50 minutes and is predictable and as consistent as gravity itself, the tidal barrages or lagoons would produce electricity around the hour as the water flow in both directions is utilized.
Guys, aren't tides universal? I mean, tides are caused by the moon. The moon's gravity is going to affect all of the Earth's water. So how can one area have 4 tides and other areas don't? And regardless of if you had 4 or 2 tides, it's still consistently going either in or out.
This is called a...
These are more questions, guys, rather than like, that's wrong. I obviously I'm no engineer here.
Tidal power two-way generation design. The two-way generation uses turbines to generate power during both flood and ebb tide. All the water flows through the turbines, and the water is not held back, but allowed to flow freely and constantly turn the turbines. A tidal energy generator using tidal lagoons would also operate as a barrage. However, unlike barrages, tidal lagoons can also be constructed along the natural coastline. A tidal lagoon power plant could also generate continuous power. The turbines work as the lagoon is filling and emptying. The advantages of tidal power are many. For example, water is denser than air, which makes tidal energy more powerful than wind energy, producing much more power. Tidal power is also more predictable and consistent than wind or solar energy,
Makes sense.
both of which are intermittent and less predictable. However, cost and some technical complexities remain an issue. Do you think that Liverpool will succeed in raising the funds, overcoming the obstacles, including technical ones, and building the River Mersey tidal power barrage? Let us know in the comments section. And please like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for making. Interesting. I hate how global warming is a topic that is in I want to like make a word for this. I hate it when a topic reaches a certain level of like attachment to an ideology, like political or otherwise, that if it weren't, a lot of things would be accepted or dismissed. And I hate talking about global warming because it's like I feel like I'm always with 2 people. Like one's like, we're all gonna die, and the other person's like, fake. And can I get someone in the middle, please? All right, they're likely the correct ones. Love you all. Hope you're all doing well. Would appreciate any comments down below. If you learned something or can teach me something, I'd very much appreciate that. And hopefully I'll see you next video. Bye, guys.